Hey, what's up, GM? It's a special show here Thursday night. We got special guest Wylan. We got friend of the show, friend of the stream, Bixbyte on. We are going to try and get a prop on chain this show right now. So we're going to get into it right after this. All right. We got Bixbyte, GM.
GM, guys, how are you? Sorry, I was eating dinner.
We got a little IRL avatar there. You're not rocking the crown, Bix. What's going on?
Oops, let me change that quick. Hold on.
And Wylan, GM.
GM.
We got a special edition here of the show. This is going to be fun. This show right now is called Let's Play Little Nouns. We are funded by Prop 116. I'm going to get our disclaimer up here. 1 second. So we are live stream adventure. Obligatory reminder. This is not financial advice, not legal advice. And this live stream is sponsored by Little Nouns DAO. You can read all about our sponsorship on Ethereum, littlenounds.wtf/forward/116. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you here, Wylan. You're here to do something pretty cool. You're working on a prop. Tell us what stage you're at sort of here in the prop process and what you're looking to do right now.
Yeah, thanks for asking. So I got introduced to Nouns a few months back. A friend of mine introduced me to Davin from NARS. I got to hang out with him that night in the daily drop, meet some food nouners, been involved in Nouns for a few months now. Was fortunate to get funded by Food Nouns in their prop house a couple months back. With this prop, I'm on the core planning team for ETH Chicago. So we're putting together a prop for a skate jam, a Lil Nouns X NARS skate jam, as well as a hackathon sponsorship as an official satellite event for ETH Chicago. We've been workshopping this with Lil Nouns and NARS and Builders DAO for a month and a half, 2 months now. Our Discord thread just in Lil Nouns has over 250 messages. The one in NARS has, I don't even know, 80 to 100 probably. So we've been at it for a minute. It's taken a lot of work getting here. The thing about Nouns, right? If you want the capital, you need to build up the social capital, right? And I love it. I really am enjoying the process of getting to know people and having these conversations and just the ride, the ride of making a proposal for Nouns. So yeah, we're here on the doorstep of actually putting something together in HackMD to be submitted on chain the right way, because I've never done that before.
Awesome. Bixbyte, GM. Looking. I feel better with you in that little crown there. The world seemed right.
Yeah, no, I missed the crown. So yeah, I had to sign into the account, get it switched up. But yeah, no, I'm excited to be on this show tonight because like as Wylan said, right, in order to submit a proposal and usually have it go through successful, you kind of do have to build up that social credit. And yeah, he's been in the Discord. I think you've come to maybe like the last 4 or 5 weekly meetings too, just consistently like asking for feedback, good conversation threads going. We got, tons of people involved. I think your prop's probably one of the most like engagement props recently, right? That we've had the largest number of different people give input on, which is really cool to see.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Hey, Bix, right before we went online, I was telling Wylan that Little Noun, that going on chain is tough. that everyone comes out and sort of you have prop house experience, but going on chain is sort of next level. Have
Yeah.
you given any advice or thoughts on that? Are you feeling like are you pretty confident this one will pass, or how would you set expectations for Wyland here before he brings this on chain?
I mean, I'm obviously very bullish on it, right? Because I said I would sponsor it and put it up for him. So, you know, myself personally, I don't really like to put things on chain unless I am pretty confident that they will pass, just because I don't want to deal with the anxiety of a nail biter. So, yeah, that's just like my own personal preference. But yeah, I mean, I think, you know, the time that he's put in and, you know, the feedback and, you know, at first, when I first looked at the prop, I was like, you know, I was kind of giving, you know, a lot of different feedbacks. I thought it could be definitely like more little noun centric, and, you know, and the way that he just kind of took the feedback and, you know, was like quick to make changes. He brought in other team members. So it was like multiple people engaging. Yeah, definitely some back and forth, some compromise. But yeah, I think what we have right now is definitely a very strong, a strong proposal.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. And yeah, just when you were talking about that moment of anxiety on chain, I was just thinking back to Nouns Hack Week. How much fun that was to do that live with you. what a ride that.
Oh. I don't think I've ever felt more bipolar in my entire life. That was like the craziest situation ever. It was like I was in first place, and then I was in third place, fourth place, second place, and then yeah, I think I was down in third place, so there was only two winners, and yeah, there was like I don't know what 2 or 3 minutes left, and I was like, oh okay, I didn't win, like that's fine, you know. So we were just chatting, and then all of a sudden, you know, click and refresh, and at last minute I got bumped up to first place. So yeah, I cried too. I cried on stream.
What a show! What a
Yeah, it
show!
was great.
I will never forget that. Okay, so all right, so we got the purpose of this show here today is to for you to get Wyland's prop up on chain at Lil Nouns.
Yep.
So you've put props on chain before, right, Bix?
Yes.
Yeah. So what stage do y'all think you're at, Wyland, in terms of like, do you have the ask nailed down? Do you have all the language right? Bix, do you have questions, or what do y'all think is the next step?
I would say if because Wyland, you said that you had a HackMD, so I would say if we just go through that quick, just make sure, you know, we have all the ticks, you know, right? Like we got the TLDR, we got the ask, we got I mean, my favorite section is, do we have a section in here that says the ROI to the DAO, right? Whether
Oh, I
it's
love that.
yeah, proliferation, marketing assets, you know, at least a minimum of like social posts, a minimum of pictures posted. Are we going to have a special hashtag to, you know, kind of capture analytics? Do we have a section in here about that? If not, we could always make one right now.
We do not have that section. Let's workshop it live.
All right, let's go. Let's see. All right,
Does
so
someone have a HackMD? Bix, do you have this Notion link here in the private chat if you want to pull that up?
oh, okay, yeah.
Or Wyland, whoever wants to do it.
I have both pulled up.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it, but Wyland, we'll make the edits live. You want to make them?
Sure.
Okay, so let's see. Beginning, okay, leveraging the dynamicism of East Chicago and the disrupting East Chicago to proliferate the meme. Okay. Okay, perfect. So TLDR. Yeah, so this is a good breakdown, right, of the budget, and obviously between the going back and forth within the Discord internally. I mean, you gave a very precise breakdown of that budget as well. So
Yes.
Everyone's already aware of that, which is good. So for the hackathon bounty plus little noun, so is that one little noun, and do we already have that allocated? And is that little noun going to be transferred to the wallet within this contract? Because everything has to be like an executable item, right? So if the prop wins, the ETH has to get transferred and the little noun. So we need
Yeah.
to know how many
Yeah.
and where it's being transferred from.
Yeah, so it's being transferred to the ETH Chicago wallet. As far as how many little nouns, that's up to the DAO. We never arrived at a number. I'm open to whatever you think could get passed. And then also the DAO actually still, we need y'all to, we can do some office hours with the guy who's leading the hackathon, but we do need to define the bounty or bounties, right, that are going to be, done here. What technical innovations do you want done for the DAO specifically, right?
Yep.
It's up to y'all. That's the beauty of our hackathon. We want it to be focused on public goods and public benefit, but we do give our sponsors the space to define their bounties, right, and to see that benefit how they see fit.
Okay.
I think I know what bounty Bix wants. She wants the front end changes on littlenouns.wpf.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely would like that. So do you think that we should put like a date in here, right? So hackathon bounty is focused, and then maybe like ideas, or we as the DAO need to submit what those exact bounties are to you by X date, right? So I think maybe putting a timeline on that would be beneficial. So let's see, we're at the 27th right now. When would you need those by? Because you guys need to, like have your marketing assets prepared and start advertising what the bounties are as well. Okay, so by
September 1st at the latest, right? Because that gives us 2 weeks. We had discussed, in terms of the ROI, right? Earlier in the call, we had discussed Lil Nouns like taking over our Twitter maybe for a week. We could do the Lil Nouns TNS show, something with East Chicago. Like, I'm open to doing a lot in terms of the marketing and branding. As far as when specifically do we need that bounty so we can be prepared for the hackathon, about 2 weeks out, because most of the hackathon is just having the infrastructure in place so that, several hundred laptops can be running on Wi-Fi and, working properly. So.
Okay. And Panda, do you know where we have the little nouns that we were going to be using for like marketing purposes? Is that in Little Funding? Is that in Content Pad? Was that somewhere else? Panda?
Oh, yeah, I don't know where those are. Mike probably knows. GM Mike, right on cue.
Oh, that was perfect timing.
What up? Sorry, I got caught up eating. Literally just walked in the door. What's going on?
Perfect timing.
You were just
you're always dressed appropriately, but especially for tonight because we're building this prop. You got your little builder there. Do you know where the little nouns are that can be given out for marketing? Bix was wondering if they were in Content Pod.
I think Lil Reps has some, like the Lil Reps wallet. SQX was telling me they were available there. I asked him, like Bix, in our chat, we were talking about doing the prop house rounds with just Lils. And I had said that I think Lil Reps only has like 6 or 7 or something, but he said there were like 15 to be given out. And
okay.
I think it's the Lil Reps wallet, but I'm not entirely sure, to be honest.
Yeah, because I was just telling Wylan that anything that goes into this prop has to be like an executable action on chain. So if we say a little noun, we have to actually put into the prop that's going to go on chain, the quantity and then what wallet they're going to pull from. So that way, when this prop passes, then the little noun can be sent and the ETH would be sent.
Yeah, totally. Al is usually the person who helps with this type of stuff. But yeah, I have no idea where it would come from. Maybe we could tag Al really quickly and he'll respond.
Okay, we could just put that as an action item that it needs to be done. So yeah, I guess so that for this stream, we'll definitely like workshop through all of this and have it ready. And then obviously maybe there'll be some action items of questions, but I would say hopefully, you know, what are we at right now? Thursday. So hopefully maybe we could get this on chain Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday the latest. But what are your thoughts, Wyland? Because I believe there is a time constraint, right?
How long will it take from going on chain to funds being in wallet?
That is a great question. Mike, do you have your graphic for that? Or
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Index and I have done these calculations.
yeah, 'cause-
Okay, so 4.5625 days basically,
Okay,
plus
okay.
2 days to execute. So about 6.5 days if you
Right at a week.
Seven total. Yeah.
don't we have
Monday.
a voting or we have a delay period, right? Isn't it 2-day voting delay, 4-day voting, 2-day queue period? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, it's about 13,140 blocks.
Whatever the fuck that means.
19,710 blocks.
I love how Index and Panda literally talk in blocks, and I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Like,
Yeah,
this
I
is
love
so
that.
ETH native. It's incredible.
Oh my god, this is gonna be so tight.
Okay.
The water's the thing in particular. The water and the keychains are the two things where I'm like, ooh wee.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
honestly, if we can get those questions answered tonight, I mean, listen, I am up like all hours of the night, so you can literally ping me whenever, and we can get this up. So,
So
it's-
do you not
what-
feel
what's
like
the
we're ready
holdup
to get
here?
it up tonight?
well, we have to know. We can if we know the answers to things, right? So, how many little nouns do we want to use for the hackathon bounty, and then what wallet are they coming from? So if we can,
Mike, did you say we could ping Al on that?
Yeah, I already did in the little
Thank you, sir.
private chat. I
Okay.
just said we're on a call with you and we're looking to find out where Lils are available.
All right.
But
Let's
if
keep on
Prop isn't
trucking.
going to be able to direct those, I mean, it's not going to be binding, but if Al says yes and the prop passes, like, I think that's fine.
Yeah, and that's something I'm open to as well. Like, right, like if ETH Chicago just had the ETH, right, and when the bounty goes and y'all could hold on to the hackathon ETH right now, right? Because y'all are the judges ultimately of what you want, to be successful. And then at that point, Lil Nouns could be responsible for paying out the
Yeah, but-
whatever sponsorship.
But actually, to Bix's point there, I think if we are going to advertise a 1 ETH prize, I think you got to have that secured.
I'm
think
cool with
we
that. Yeah, that's
count
fair.
on
Yeah.
now.
Good point. Good point. Good point.
But ultimately, it's also, Bix is volunteering to put this on chain for you, so it's a negotiation with Bix about what Bix is willing to do, for sure. Oh, so are you guys going to build this?
Yes, sir.
How big is this?
It's the same size as the one you see on Gami's Twitter. It's the longest dimension there. That longest arm is about 7.5 feet long. I think the total width, it's like 5-6 feet wide.
Yeah,
Because
it's like
each
the same
noggle's
plan,
2x2. It's the exact same plan, yeah. Well, slightly modified to make it gnarly, so you just stack a tiny little more pipe in the middle of the, of the nose bridge of the noggles to make it gnarly. But otherwise, it's the exact same plan.
Dope.
Yep.
Yeah, and
I think the first one in America.
and those other sources of funds, you have capital committed. Is that like for sure, or do you have to depend on them to fund that? Because you mentioned like you were getting some money from NARS, some money from Pizza DAO. That's just one thing to keep in mind, that's always tricky. Yeah, I don't know, Mike, if you have any advice, or Bix, thoughts on that?
So I've been talking to Davin and NARS, about the 1.7 ETH from them. Akva and Vlad. You know, Vlad is like the original Noggles rail guy. They're actually thinking about flying out to East Chicago. So they can't just say like it's guaranteed, but like when the whales are talking about flying international to the event, like there's a pretty good chance that it's gonna go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope.
So when would you have a commitment by them? Like, is that a whole nother on-chain proposal process that you have to do through that DAO?
It is. It is, yeah, and it may be through Prop House. So I literally was talking to Davin earlier. Let me message him. Like 2 hours ago. He said some people want to do funds through Prop House, so maybe we run it through Prop House. I said, dude, I don't care how we get it passed. I just want to get the water bottles and the Y tools at the jam. And he said, we'll do our best, but it's a good thing. They're looking to fly to East. They may fly to East Chicago. So it sounds like there's been conversations I'm not even privy to about people flying to East Chicago.
Yeah, Bix, what are your thoughts here? What are you thinking?
So basically, this prop has contingencies from other props from different sub-DAOs, right? So is there any way to do this in parallel? And then if for some reason the prop through NASDAO did not pass or gnarly, what implications would that have on what we're proposing?
Yeah, it's none. So if you look at the NARSDAO section of things, it's literally just custom water bottles and some merch to give away. So it's essentially none. I mean, there's water anyways, right? Like you can get plain plastic water bottles for pretty cheap. Scroll down a little bit more to the NARSDAO section. That's SQX. I added that a little more right there. Right there. So those custom water bottles, right? That link to that's gnarly. We could also put a QR code link to lilnouns.wtf, but they're paying for them. So they've been super hype about these water bottles. So it's these custom pre-filled aluminum water bottles from Free Water. So 10% of that money actually goes to build wells like in Africa. And then those Y tools and maybe some stickers. They've been very supportive. So the only impact that it has on the event, right, assuming that this passes through Lil Nouns, is just that we don't have custom water bottles and Y tools to give away, right? So instead, it'll be plain plastic water bottles / the water fountains that are in Grant Park, and no Y tools, right?
Okay, so I think my thought, and Mike and Panda, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, is I'm conflicted right now because it's like it's great to show everything that could possibly be done. But
yeah, I don't think all this should be on the prop. I think everything above that picture of Optoshi right there should be what's included, because I'm going to find out on Monday if Optoshi and Shefo even are still committed. I talked to them and they're like, yeah, you know, it's going to be pretty hectic because there's this event. There's like 3 events that are all happening in like a 2 or 3 week period. So it'd be pretty quick for them. So they were like, we think we could make it happen, but let's talk again closer, right? So that's why I even put on there, they soft committed. On Monday, we have a Food Nouns meeting with them. I'm going to talk to them again and see what's up. So yeah, for me, what we should put on chain is everything that's above the picture of Optoshi there, which is the budget for the skate jam, as well as the hackathon sponsorship and the teal deer. And then we can add the ROI section. And then Bix, we also should add the party that Cess, the Lil Nouns holder / CryptoPunks holder, is throwing in collaboration with this.
Yep.
Which there's no sponsorship. There's no ask of Lil Nouns. It just is cool that a Lil Nouns / CryptoPunks holder is throwing a party and wants to make that party an official after party of this event that we've been working on for the past month now.
Yeah, no, that's huge, right? CryptoPunks is a really solid community. So, I mean, we have tons of CryptoPunk holders within the Nouniverse, but to know that there's some little Noun ones, and especially to do that collab, that's definitely cool. All right. So yeah. So should we do the ROI section right now? That's my favorite. We'll just put it in somewhere.
Yeah, let's do it. So Panda, you've got the screen share right now. I had shared my screen, so if you want, you can put that up so I can be the one to. Just scroll down. We scroll down to right above. Okay, yeah, perfect. Yikes. Where do we start?
Okay, so I would say the most obvious one for this is like proliferation, right? Everyone's favorite ROI. So for this, and then we can break it down, right? So, can you commit to some type of content creation deliverable, right? Whether it's a minimum
Yes.
of a minimum of 100 pictures posted to this account. Are we going to have a special hashtag like Little Nouns X ETH Chicago that all the pictures are going to be tagged with, so we can, easily find them and archive them? Let's see, what else. Is there any type of video content that's going to be done?
Yeah. So in the budget, the operation budget, we have 2 hired photographers, 2 hired videographers, and 1 hired editor. Those are through excuse me, mostly coming through Bum, who is the NarsDAO builder who's collaborating in building this. As far as like specific ask of content, yeah, I mean, like, what? So you were thinking like 100? I mean, 100 photos. That's basically guaranteed between 2 hired photographers. That's simple.
Oh
Right.
yeah. Well, so something, it doesn't have to be like outrageous, right? It's just what
Yeah.
is like a minimum deliverable that you can commit to and then execute on. And then again, it just helps to build up your social credit score even more, right? Because it's like I committed to at least 100 and we have 200. We have 150, right?
Sure. We're just
Um,
thinking about like nice photos, that are framed well and everything like that, edited nicely, etc. I'm gonna go with like 50 photos.
Yeah, so if you say 50 edited photos and maybe like 100 social photos, right? So social photos are just like those candid shots at the event, right? Of the skaters, of the decorations, the setup. I think it's just always nice for like the DAO and the communities to like see exactly where the funds are going, and if they can't make it out to the event, it kind of lets them feel like they're there.
100%. 100%. Part of the proliferation are the keychains.
Yep.
Are the keychains, right? So there's 125. Right, so those hyperlink to lilnouns.wtf.
Yep. So something interesting that I learned, right? Because my one prop through Hack Week that I won, it was like the Nouns Tap technology, right? So, and I did the NFC chips in NFT Melbourne, and I learned a lot from it, right? Because so what I was doing was kind of like a learn more tap here, but it's kind of hard because for me at least, so we had a booth, it was me, Zach, Gami, Becca, like a bunch of people were there. So it was kind of like if they had questions, they just asked us right there. So there wasn't really any action item for them to need to interact with the NFC chip, right?
Right.
So you live and you learn. So something interesting that we could do for that is potentially like a giveaway or something through that, where they have to have the NFC chip or they have to have the keychain. And then again, through socials, you're interacting with these people after the event. So you could say, hey, everyone, Sunday at 4:00, everyone tap your NFC chip. One of you guys won, right? Because you could have custom URLs. So you could do it that way, or you could have them tap the NFC chip and it brings them to a landing page where they're entering to win, right? or you
Yeah.
could have the NFC chip go to a special custom POAP, and then you choose one of the winners from a POAP.
Right.
But that's just my personal experience is, the NFC chips are amazing. I love them, but you have to give people an actual reason to want and need
Yeah.
to interact with them.
Yeah, so 250 of the keychains are going to go to That's Gnarly, which is the platform for skaters to post their content and get it minted and paid for it. So that's the
Yep.
big draw there. I dig what you're saying with the Lil Nouns. I'm trying to think of something that's more evergreen, right? Because 125 keychains, $622. That's,
They're
I
how
don't know.
much?
It's $622 for all 500 of them.
Oh, okay, so around
$1 and some change per. Like, I don't want it to just be thrown away on a single contest, right? Like, is there a
Well-
way to make the link more evergreen?
I don't know.
Because I like what you're saying about the giveaway, and then I'm like, but it makes the keychain so temporary.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that is true. But would you rather collect data and then now you have a database of 500 people that are potentially interested that you could sell to later down the road? And then you could put them on a newsletter where you're sending them bi-weekly information about that's gnarly.
If I could interject for a second, just seems like we're getting more and more stuff and more complicated, and to me, it already kind of feels like it's got a lot of stuff on it. But that's just my feedback. I'm obviously Bix is, if you're going to be putting it on chain, you got to be okay with it. And
listen, the more info, the better, right? You got to give people all these details, but you also don't want to get stuck on the details, right? So you don't need to spend 5 hours on it. We could just, either way, that's part of the proliferation is you are doing the NFC chips. They're driving traffic. Cool. You can give the stats from the traffic. 100%. Let's see what else. ROI to the DAO. Oh, it's obviously going to be like from the hackathon, right? So there's going to be submissions from developers for the hackathon bounty. So it's essentially allowing us to onboard developers into Little Nouns and have 2 bounties for actual projects, MVPs, etc. So I mean, that right there is huge. Mike, Panda, what else do you guys think could be in this section for the ROI to the DAO?
honestly, my opinion is it's kind of already too complicated, but I'm not. Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Just like there's just a lot of stuff already. It's kind of confusing to me. But I don't want to be negative, Nancy. I want to watch you guys work and help. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so we've talked a lot about this recently, right, Panda, about like prop length as well. And there's something to like short, concise props that a lot of people like are actually really appreciative of because there's so many props to read. With Lils, I think like you can go longer because like it does sometimes take a lot to get past some of the people that are the large voters like Dot or T-Mobile or Will or Bix herself or me. So, I think it's okay. I wouldn't say like start cutting stuff back, but I would say you probably don't need much more. You've gotten like a lot of buy-in from the community already. I think like Dot usually sides with like, if you're getting like community support, I feel like he'll land on your side. So like if me and Bix are like agreeing on something for once in like a Little Noun or private chat, I feel like he's just going to be like, okay, like Bix and Mike are like agreeing for once in their lives. Like, let's just fucking run it type of thing. Like I feel like he's like about
I love
that.
that. I love that.
He's like about community, right? Like he wants to see us doing shit that like we're all interested in. So that's kind of where I see him falling as long as we're all aligned with it. So, I think like as long as you're good Bix is good with putting this up on chain, then we're in probably, and you've hit like all of T-Mobile's things, then I think
Yep.
we're in probably a good spot.
Yeah. Well, I think this is more so like anyone, like obviously, Wyland's put in tons of time, tons of engagement. He's been on multiple community calls. I mean, he's really put in the work, right? But to me, I'm kind of doing this right now. Like, what if someone's sitting at home listening, or they play back and they watch this and they want to develop their own prop, and maybe they haven't gone through all that back and forth, right? It's like, what do people want to see? Like, for instance, Dot is a little nounder. To him, the little nouns brand and brand presence and meme is really important, right? So for him, he just wants to see like, how is little nouns being portrayed and proliferated. So I think that's just why I wanted to kind of just expand a little on the ROI. But I mean, I think this is good right now, right? So we have at least the minimum guarantee of the photos. We have the NFC holders, which is going to help you track the stats and traffic to the website. We have the hackathon. I mean, again, maybe this is just my OCD, but I mean, can we have at least a minimum guarantee of like social posts, right? I mean, just something.
Oh yeah. Because we should put the little. Do you want to take over the social media? Is there anybody who? Because I noticed like it seems like the Lil Noun social media is like a little bit automatic. But if anybody from Lil Nouns or like English or anybody from the Lil Nouns show like wanted to take over the social media for a week, the East Chicago social media, like we could make that happen.
Oh, well, what we could do is we could probably just map out a week of posts. And then if you guys wanted to just schedule those out. So that way you didn't have to give us like access to your actual account.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just, like a Little Nouns week takeover on social with social posts, and then, minimum of one Little Noun show appearance done. And it may seem like a lot, but to me, all of this stuff is just very easily like executable, and it's like easy to track, right? It's like, did Little Nouns post on social media for a week? Yes. Did they post a minimum of 100 social photos? Yes. So now, next time you go in for your next prop, people can, reference your previous prop and say, oh, wow, he had 12 deliverable and action items and all of them were ticked, right? Because there have been other props in the past where there were lots of deliverables, and then unfortunately after the event, like 2 of those were executed, right?
Yeah. So I've heard. I haven't talked to anybody, I think, who's part of the Lil Noun show. Could we do something with that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's either Cardno, English, or Pixel, I believe, or April.
April, yeah.
April.
Yeah, but Cardno and English are the only 2 that are really active in Lulz right now.
Yeah. So no, between now and when the event is in September, I'm sure they can definitely bring you on.
Yeah, like get you to come on the show for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like their funding's running out, and they're going to be going back on chain soon at some point.
Yeah.
Or looking to actually like graduate forward to nouns if we think that that's a possibility for them. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, that'd be fun. And then what else? I feel like we're missing something. Oh, the I guess that would be under proliferation too, is the Little Nouns speaking section.
Yes. Yeah, and actually, oh gosh, dude, it's been a really long day.
No
Prof wants to get in on the speaking too.
Yeah, no, that's great, especially if Builder DAO is going to get involved. So yeah, we can decide whether that's going to be like a Nouniverse panel or a littles panel and a builder panel, or however we want to do it, right? But yeah, I think that should definitely be in the prop, right? Because that's a huge benefit to have a speaking position there, speaking panel. And then also just include the opportunity for the Little Nouns X CryptoPunks after party, because that's huge.
Wait, so is this what do you mean by crypto punks?
So that guy Cess, CESS, you'll see him post in the East Chicago thread.
I saw him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's local to Chicago. I spoke with him on the phone the other day. He's trying to put together like a Web3 co-working space downtown on the river in this building. He's a cool dude. So he owns 2 CryptoPunks, and then he put together a small DAO that owns 4 CryptoPunks. And so he's doing a party for his DAO at the Chicago Athletic Center, which is a very historic building that's now like a hotel, and on the bottom 2 floors are a couple of like really nice restaurants and bars, and that's where he's doing his party at, is in one of their restaurant or one of their bars. It's a speakeasy called the Milk Room. It's super cool. And he's given the opportunity for it to be co-hosted by Lil Nouns. So it's the Lil Nouns X CryptoPunks after party for the skate jam.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, and that's huge, right? Because obviously, if this event wasn't happening and they didn't have that connection, then the party wouldn't be happening, right? So, I think
skaters bring everybody together.
it is true. Skaters and developers, right? Because this is a hackathon.
Yeah, but I feel like the skaters really bridge the gap. They mind the gap. Remember that movie, Minding the Gap? It's fucking dating me. I think that might have been a rollerblading movie, actually. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, so let's just take like an overview, right? Like I think we've kind of like hit all the notches on there. So we have the TLDR, we have the funding breakdown, we have the ROI.
This is where that party is going to be. These pictures I'm showing you right now.
We're just seeing a blank tab here, Wyland.
Oh, are you really?
Yep. And by the way, I've got to bounce in about 8 minutes.
Oh shoot! All right. Do you still see do you see the Notion now that I'm back on it?
Yep.
Yeah, we see ROI.
Okay, good. Okay. All right, good. All right. Well, I'll show you the pictures of the Milk Room later then. Okay, cool. Is there anything else in the ROI here then?
I don't believe so. I think we kind of covered all of it. I guess the only other thing that I would I don't know if it's in there already, would just be like a timeline, right? So okay, if the prop passes, like here's the stuff that's going to be happening like leading up to the event. Here's the event, here's stuff after, right? Like I don't know if you're going to do like a recap video, or when would you present the like analytics from the NFC chips, just kind of stuff like that, I guess. But that's just me being really like micro on it, because I know Panda's going to say that it's already too much.
Yeah. If you think it's necessary, we can do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we could. So if Panda has three minutes, Wyland, I can jump on with you and Noun or private, and we could finish this in 10 minutes, to be honest.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah. So, and then
Panda maybe wasn't quite the show you were expecting.
No, this is kind of the show I was expecting, because going on chain is tough. You got to like have everything down. It's a technical challenge. It's a social challenge. It really takes a lot to get on chain and to get a prop passed. I mean, it's really, you got to have a lot of perseverance, and you're really showing that. And it's been really fun to host this part of the process. So it sounds like
Appreciate the
y'all
opportunity.
are going to continue over in Discord. Bix, can anyone get over there? Or how can someone get over there? Is that on, just go to like littlenouns.wtf? Is there an easy way to find the Discord link?
Yes, there is. It would be littlenouns.wtf, and then I believe you scroll all the way to the bottom. And then, yep, Discord invite. And then if you have a little noun, then you would submit to the verification, and then you'd be in the Little Nouners private chat. But if you do not have a little nouns, then you can join in the general chat.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on, everyone. Mike, Wyland, Bix. Great to host this work session. And everyone else can look for this hopefully on chain in the next day or two.
Yep.
And go follow this conversation live right now on Discord, littlenouns.wtf, all the way to the bottom. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for
Thank you for
coming.
the opportunity.
All right, bye guys.
Later.